Before Alexandra could proceed against Aristobulus for the unseating of his brother Hyrcanus, she died after ruling the country for 9 years. The heir to the throne was Hyrcanus. While still alive, Alexandra had put the kingdom in his hands, but in ability and enterprise he was no match for Aristobulus. Near Jericho, the two met in battle for the crown, but the bulk of Hyrcanus's army deserted him and went over to Aristobulus. Hyrcanus, with those who stuck to him, immediately sought shelter in Antonia and seized as hostages for his security the wife and children of Aristobulus. However, final disaster was averted by a compromise. Aristobulus was to be king, and Hyrcanus, having abdicated, was to retain his other dignities as the king's brother. On these terms, they were reconciled in the temple, and surrounded by the people, they warmly embraced each other and exchanged residencies. Aristobulus taking over the palace, Hyrcanus Aristobulus's house. Fear seized the enemies of Aristobulus when he so unexpectedly triumphed, most of all Antipater, whom he had long detested. He was by race an Idumaean, and ancestry, wealth, and other sources of strength made him the natural leader of his nation. He advised Hyrcanus to seek the protection of Aretas, king of Arabia, and so win back his kingdom, at the same time urging Aretas to receive Hyrcanus and restore him to his throne. He heaped abuse on the character of Aristobulus and lavished praise on Hyrcanus, and argued that it was the right thing for the ruler of so splendid a kingdom to extend his aid to the wronged. Wronged indeed was Hyrcanus, deprived as he was of the crown that was his by right of birth. Having prevailed on both men, he slipped out of the city in the dark with Hyrcanus, and making all speed arrived safely at Petra, the capital of Arabia. There he handed over Hyrcanus to Aretas, whom, by dint of much persuasion and carefully chosen presents, he induced to provide an army to restore the exile, 50,000 horse and foot. For such a force Aristobulus was no match. Worsted in the first class, he was chased into Jerusalem, where he would quickly have been captured.